Alright, hello everybody, and today we're going to be looking at a TVP on the new patch played by myself and my opponent Nasty Nas in the red corner playing the Protoss pieces. So we'll go ahead and get started. Production and name tab is up, and we're just going to speed it up for the early game. Now I'm going to put it on my camera to start. Now basically what we are going to have here to open the game is quick. You'll notice I built one SCV and then immediately got my supply depot down so I can begin my tech path in getting my, we're going to go to game speed, in getting my barracks down as soon as possible, obviously getting the gas right after. In doing that, I can then ensure that I'll be able to get a Reaper out as soon as my barracks is done producing. I'll be ready to start my Reaper in that barracks, which is always a good time. Remembering to call down my mules is a key to victory in this case, and a lot of the time. So don't forget to do that, my friends, my Terran friends. Okay, so pushing forward here. First Reaper is out, and I just had that barracks rallied to the other side of the map, right below his ramp there. There's a ledge right here. There's also a double ledge right there, but you risk with Stalkers being shot at twice on your way down. So we'll go back to my player camera. This is not a very long game, so the idea is basically to open with double barracks Reaper pressure, and then follow it up with Marauder to anticipate the tech the Protoss would produce, which is generally Blink Stalker. And it's very simple strategy that should work on a good amount of the Protoss in the lower metal leagues. Just because spending APM at that level is very expensive for them in terms of their game and their ability to like multitask. It gets challenged, and you'll see at this point, like even mine, it's no different on my side of the map. But the thing is, at this point, like when I'm doing this pressure, I'm trying to get rid of probes, and he's gonna need to build them. So if we look at like army supply, worker supply, I'm still ahead because he's lost, right? He's lost three probes already. Here comes some more Reapers. At some point you're gonna feel out the game process and realize that the Reapers are going to cease to be effective, was sort of what I've realized here, especially since I had some impressive micro in the way of my top platinum opponent. His micro was, just good enough for me to get out of there, but then I go right into mass tech lab barracks to produce 4 Marauders at a time. And this is not exactly a problem because I'm coming up to full saturation on one base, and I know for a fact, well, I know for a high level of certainty that my opponent has not expanded just based on the amount of Stalkers that he had to produce to defend the Reaper pressure in the early game. And this is also a good way to get the game really going early and feel like you're getting things done. Part of the monotony of sitting back and macroing blindly is there's too much of a uncertainty in whether or not you're going to be able to take away the game. So right there I confirmed with my Reapers that there was no expansion present. That gave me the go-ahead to continue producing units, and I did drop an expansion just in case I saw one, and if I wasn't already in a good way with the structure of my base, like I was expecting an attack to come in, and I didn't see that attack happening. You'll see I drop a bunker here I had more than enough to go in that bunker. Starting upgrades at this point. So the only upgrades that my opponent is really working on, I think he's going on a one. I think he's going for a one base blink, 4 gate, and he's really concerned about Reaper run bys still. Yeah, so we got 2 gates. Actually, this is only a 2 gate Nexus. I didn't realize it, but I guess he does have a Nexus being produced. That's strange. How does it? Why is it? Oh no, sorry. I'm looking at his existing structures. Never mind. Sorry, I thought I was on the production tab still. So Nasty Naz at this point is looking at quite a few Stalkers in his main off two gates, but he's also invested heavily in tech and so now it's very difficult for him to keep production pumping out of these gates, whilst still expanding and defending and doing everything he needs to do to be successful. We're going to switch back to my camera here. Because we're going to have, at that point, with that when I ran through his base with my remaining 2 Reapers, I think I had 3 and I think he took 1 down. But yeah, so I used those Reapers to get off a scout to confirm, okay, he's going Mass Stalker, he's getting Blink, there is no expansion. I think, yeah, I lost my last Reapers there, but it didn't matter because I had been producing 4 Marauders at a time in anticipation of these Stalkers. And even his blinks around really didn't do anything. My guys got it done. Let's see, the lowest health. Hold on, let me see if I can select these guys. The lowest health of them all.
Research is wrapped up.
He still picked up the kills. I like looking at the levels of them, of the remaining Marauders. Alright, so we're moving up the ramp. Okay, we got some, I did get, if we look at my upgrades at this point, I do believe I have Stim as well as Concussive Shell. I was reluctant to use Stim, however, because I did not have a starport down for medevacs. So that's obviously concerning. We are oversaturated on our main base, and we're getting a little distracted on the frontal assault, but it really doesn't matter at this point. I think we can all tell that this was just the beginning of the... Well, I mean, the beginning of the end was him losing all his Stalkers in the field to my Marauders. And that's just the way of things here for Nasty Naz. Sorry to ruin your day there, fella. Was able to even kill that pylon before that Stalker warped in. So I'm not really sure. He's not even pulling these Stalkers back there. I'm not sure. They might be stuck. Or at this point he's just AFK'd in rage. Yeah, he didn't GG, so he was pretty upset. But yeah, so basically the premise of this build was simply to open up with Mass Reaper off 2 gates. Sorry, two barracks. Okay, 2 barracks opener. Following which, you know, you anticipate the Stalkers to deal with that, and then you drop another 2 barracks, tech lab on all of them, pump out 4 Marauders at a time, and then yeah, start getting an expansion behind it if you're floating money, but only if all your production structures are full. That's a simple rule to follow there. And I would start your upgrades just so something else is potentially making your army more formidable in a passive status on your side of the map. And that, my friends, is how to trick Protoss into switching into a tech that you're already prepared to deal with, because you got early gas. And that's that, my friends. So we're going to go ahead and quit this replay. And yeah, I'm going to try to... At this rate, I'm going to try to make a video every day. I don't normally play Terran, but well, I did play Terran back when Up a Tree won the tournament that I hosted, and then I played Terran for a little while. I also played Zerg for a bit because I was coached by Vibe, Root Gaming's Vibe. And he gave me a solid two base opener with Roach. 66. So no, it's 3 bays, 44 drones. I don't quite remember. It was some time ago. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to do my best to. Yeah, I did my ranking missions with Terran, and I won 4 out of 5 of them. And I feel like Terran is a pretty strong race right now. I think I won 2 out of 5 when I played Zerg. But the 2 that I did win, even the losses, like I felt really solid. Like I felt really resilient with Zerg. So I think that with all things being said, at this point, my MMR is probably highest with Terran, and I feel like in this state of the game, Terran is very strong. I feel like Zerg is probably a lot more resilient as a race, like harder to kill, so to speak. But yeah, that's my analysis thus far on the game state. So do stick around, do like and follow. I invite you to check me out, and I'll be able to drop some more content on a daily basis, hopefully, and make this a regular occurrence. Hopefully, these reviews help people in their gameplay as well. So that's that for today. A nice solid 10-minute banger of a video. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Have yourself a wonderful day, and GG.